We need some dogs. I'm gonna just keep it real, okay? Ezekiel is a dog, okay?
Right.
That ability. We need some dogs, man. That's what we need. When I see some of these other teams, they got dogs. I mean, when I watched the Seattle Seahawks back, you know, when they had the Legion of Boom, them was dogs. Like, you know, when you played them dogs. You know, when you played that Legion of Boom, dogs. Like, they're gonna beat you up. They're gonna talk to you. They're gonna throw you down. But you're gonna know you played them. We need dogs. I don't know else how to say it. We need animals on the team, guys that, I mean, okay, Jason Witten, he's a leader. Sean Lee, he's a leader. I can't say that. But I mean, do we got them dogs though that just say, come in there and just say, hey, grab the whole team and say, we're winning this game. I need one of them.
I don't know. Darreck, what do you think?
I'm trying to think of some guys that might fit that bill, and I'm struggling on, admittedly.
I mean, tell me one person on the team that you can say is the dog that can pick our whole team up and carry the whole team.
You got somebody got bark but no bike. Orlando Scandrick looked like he got the bark.
Scandrick, yes. No Scandrick came to mind, and if we're just looking from a physical presence and being able to maybe take over, maybe I could stretch it to say David Irving. Irving would be the other. He don't
have the mentality though.
Exactly.
Because he's a goofy, and I love David Irving. But let's keep it real. David Irving is goofy. I follow him on Instagram. He's goofy. He be getting twisted. Like, he be out there kicking it. And like, I'm not like dogging him like it's nothing wrong to kicking it. But the dude is goofy. And if I'm a player, I'm sorry. I played, okay? I played sports, played it all my life. And if I'm following somebody, I'm not following somebody who's goofy. I'm not doing it, okay? It's reality. And these players are people like me and you, okay? They just have a great talent. But they still look at leadership, and they still look at things that, hey, I'm not following that dude. He's goofy, or he's not really a leader, so I'm not really going to do that. You got to have leadership settled in that locker room. And those leaders have to take over the team and say, no matter what, we are going to win this game. When you see those highlights of other teams, you see in that huddle when Ray Lewis and those guys, you knew they were the leader. You knew they were going to take that team and put them on their back, and we're going to win this, and they weren't going to be denied. And I don't see that with the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm sorry, I love my team, but that has what been missing for so long with us. I hate to bring up the 90s, but that's the last time I saw it. That's the last time I saw those guys come on the field and say, we're not losing no matter what.
But at the same time, everybody take the identity of the coach. And
you said that.
It's just one of those things. So if you got a coach that's clapping.
Ginger.
Yeah, the carry guy. But, you know, the thing is with that, you know, it's one of those things where you're going to sit there and say, if you really had that dog to be out there to challenge everybody, look the opposition in the face, look at every player in the face too as well, and say, hey, we need for you to catch this ball. If you drop this ball, that can be your, you know what. And if I need for you to come off the edge and I want you to hit this quarterback down, don't let him slip through your fingers. We need you, you know, out there. If you don't have that guy that can look through the soul, look through your soul and elevate you, then 9 times out of 10, you might have that guy, but it might be contained by the coach, you know. Coach probably say, hey, we don't want you guys to do that, you know. It may be. I'm not trying to say that it is, but it may be that type of deal, you know. But
it's funny that we mentioned Orlando Scandrick as kind of one of those guys that you could maybe list as, you know, having some, you know, dog in him. He's, you know, Stephen Jones has another comment. Orlando Scandrick's guaranteed gone at this point. You know, very high likelihood, as he put it, that he was either going to be cut or traded. Well, as soon as you add in cut to the option, no one's going to trade for him, because why would you give up assets for a guy you know is about to come free anyway?
Exactly.
And to me, what that does, and this is, I think, actually kind of a good thing that comes of that, it to me guarantees that we're going to be moving Byron back to cornerback, where I think he has greater potential. I don't think he has near as high of a ceiling playing safety as he does playing corner. So it makes sense, I think, if you're looking at Byron, like, they don't know if they're going to pick up his 5th-year option yet. then move him. If you think you got him maybe one more year and then you might possibly lose him, move him to where you think he can help you most right now. And it makes sense to me that is at that cornerback.
I agree. I would say fool with him. I'm saying if you're going to get that last, like you said, last year, and you want to see what he's going to do, keep him in a position where he's going to thrive. But, you know, it's kind of funny. Like I said, Barry Church said he need to stay at safety, and he played with him. And we all say he probably need to be at corner. So I want to see what Chris Richard is really going to do with Byron Jones. It's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do with the whole secondary as a whole. You know, Orlando Scandrick, I think the biggest thing with Stephen Jones is that's showing me is I don't know if he's showing his hand like he's being just real brash. You know, he's mentioned talking about we're not going to touch a one tech because we don't value those guys unless he has 3 tech qualities, that we're not going to do that. Basically saying that I'm not going to touch Vita Vea. I don't know if he's just being real brash saying that this is how we're going to do. We're not going to spend money on free agents. We're going to build through the draft. We're going to keep our own, because to me, that sounds like the mantra of the Cowboys right now. We're not spending money on free agents. We're going to draft, and we're going to keep those draft picks, and we're going to keep our own. That's the only thing I hear from the Dallas Cowboys right now.
Yes, indeed.
You know, on Vita Vea and everything, I don't think that Rod Marinelli really values that position with a first-round grade. I mean, what was the Sharif Floyd the year we drafted Travis Frederick?
We should have had him.
Yeah, you know, Frederick obviously has been a great pickup for us. I think he's been in the Pro Bowl every year that he's been in the league. But, you know, that's one of those things where we could have had, you know, an elite defensive tackle at that point. And instead we went offensive line. And, you know, it's worked out fine. But I do think it kind of shows in that regard, like how we value defensive tackle, and more so how Marinelli values it. I think.
Oh, go ahead. I just see my problem with that with Marinelli is that he was talking about contemplating retirement. You're talking about he may only be there one more year. So if you're talking about the Marinelli way, he may be only there 1 year. So you're going to get rid of maybe not getting one of an all-world player because you're worried about Marinelli keeping the one. He don't value this player. Well, he may be gone, and maybe you have Richard that may move into that position that he may value at. So you should be looking more toward the future than the now. You should be looking more toward that future. You know what I'm saying? Cowboys, kind of wake up on that, because you know daggone well Marinelli ain't going to be there that much longer with the damn Dallas Cowboys. So look for your future people and look for what they think is going to be best for the team, and not Marinelli, who's going to be gone probably next year.
Well spoken. Well spoken on that. Look, the best thing that Stephen Jones should have done with that is hush. Like old folks say, hush your mouth. Because at the same time, at the 19th pick, let's say for instance Vita is there and he's not your cup of tea.
You a fool if you see Vita Vea
right
there, and these other players are gone, and you don't touch him, and you go there and let's say you get an offensive guard. I'm gonna jump out of my seat and do backflips, and I'm driving straight to Dallas, and I'm gonna yell at him tough. I'm gonna get near that Cowboys facility. I'm yelling at him.
Right.
You're already going to be in Dallas, though, right?
Yeah. Right. So I'll be close, and I'll be able to yell at you. Hey, man, what the hell is you doing?
Right. But if he just hushed his mouth, and if he was not going for that pick, and then you have the Bills, you have somebody else who's like picking behind you. Now you can flex it and be like, well, I'm finna get this guy right here. I'm finna get Vea, you know. But I'll let you get in my slot for like a first or a second, you know. So by you already spilling your mouth or talking your mouth about it, they already know that this guy's not for you. You see what I'm saying? So he could have just withhold that information.
Let me tell you something, Law. This is my thing. Steven, you talking a lot. And now to me, you're putting a lot of eyes on you. Okay? You're talking big and you're talking strong. And I don't got nothing against what you're doing. You're talking big and you're talking strong. But you know what you're doing? You're putting a lot of eyes on you. So you better make the right draft picks. You better make the right moves, because Lord have mercy, if you don't make these right moves, everybody's gonna be like, Jerry, what the hell was you thinking putting your son in charge? He ruined the Cowboys. I'm telling you, you know how Cowboys fans act, right? You know how Cowboys fans act. And if Stephen Jones don't come out of here making these right moves on this draft, this Dez situation, Scandrick, all these other guys, because he's running it like he's in charge, you better make the right moves for the Cowboys, because if not, everybody's going to clown you like you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yes, indeed. That's well spoken on that. So, Darreck, what else we have? What other topic we have on this?
Let's see. We already talked about Orlando Scandrick and Byron Jones. We talked about the Dez catch. What was another thing? Competition committee. Anything coming to your mind on that, James? I know I'm missing something here. I'm trying to scroll over my notes.
We're missing over the tender. The tender me, David Irving.
Over Law's Tinder profile.
Yeah, the Tinder me.
swipe left or swipe right?
I couldn't tell you which.
I don't know.
I don't know. You know, like this whole situation with David Irving. You know, I like I said, I'm worried. I can understand why the Cowboys are worried. That's just my personal opinion about David Irving. You know, I posted on my page the great unknown. You get some people saying we need to bring him back. Some people saying I don't know what to feel about David Irving. There's red flags, and I go back to Marcus Peters. When Marcus Peters was coming out of the draft from the University of Washington, he was an all-world talent, but he had flags. He had a lot of flags in college. He fell in the draft a little bit, but he still, you know, got to be a good pick. And guess what? Those flags and those tendencies that they were looking at college are coming out now. Irvin had flags in college, okay? That's why he didn't get drafted. We got him for dirt cheap, nothing from Kansas City. Did you see that talent? They let him go for nothing, okay? Those are things to look at. Now, he's with Dallas, and guess what? Those same things that may have creeped before are creeping with us. I'm not saying he's not all world, but you have to look at traits and tendencies. And if you're going to give money to a player, if those traits have been going on since college, man, probably going to keep going on. That's all I'm saying.
Spoken well right there. So I guess from your analogy is that as soon as David get a little pocket change,
I'm worried about that. I'm worried about if he get that money, is the desire really there?
He gonna turn up.
I mean, Law, come on. I'm just be honest. I coached youth football for 15 years. 8th grade freshmen. I've seen a lot of time. I got kids playing college ball right now. And one thing I did see, I seen kids that were really, really good, and they didn't like the sport, but they were just so good, they played it anyway. And it was easy in games when they didn't really care about it for them to quit. Now, I'm not saying Irvin does that, but I've seen it. And not everybody who's on that football field loves football, i.e. Rolando McClain. He was just so good, he played the sport. That don't mean you love it. And that's why you see certain players getting in trouble all the time, because maybe they really don't love the sport, but this is my payday, so I'm going to keep playing it.
Deep. Darreck, what you got?
Something else that crossed my mind. This was a few days earlier, and it wasn't as headline worthy as the Stephen Jones comments. But, you know, everyone freaked out when we let all the cornerbacks go last offseason, when we didn't bring back Carr or Claiborne, Wilcox, or any of them. And, you know, we see now that we're getting 4 additional compensatory picks. I believe it's a 4th round, 2 5ths, and a 6th, I believe. So now Dallas has 10 total picks right there in the middle of the draft. And I think that's actually really good. The last couple of years, I think they have found some really good quality, obviously right around the 4th round. You know, the last couple 4th round picks have been Switzer, Dak. You also had in that same range, you had guys like Xavier Woods. So they found talent in that range. So it's really good to get those picks. And this is kind of the benefit, the compensatory pick system now, where I would argue that our defensive backs last year, yeah, they started it a little rough, but there's no doubt in my mind that obviously we're better off for having made, and now you get rewarded for it on the back end as well for investing in the future. I kind of think that same philosophy should apply for Dallas elsewhere as well, with regards to not just always buying into the known quantity of what they have. If you think you can improve and get better, the transition and you got the compensatory pick that'll further ice it for you.
The thing I see with this compensatory pick this year is that they made it tradable. And but the thing is, with tradable, we know, and you guys always hear me talk about known commodities, and that's like with trading stocks. If those who don't know, we always know that Apple stock is going to be pretty good, Google stock is going to be pretty good. Heck, BP oil, if you got some money, BP oil, Exxon. These are known commodities or indices that you can pick, like gold, things like that. Not to turn it into like a financial investment talk, but a lot of investors, they go with known commodities, and one can argue and say a Jai or that's the running back, Ajayi, Marcus Peters, I think that's how he says his name, the cornerback. These are known commodities. A product was already out there on the field. Now, when we start coddling not just players but these picks, if we don't try to will and deal these compensatory picks, we sit back in the fold and we try to get the players that we think that we can elevate to our team, then I can see the quote unquote, I think 2012 when we had all those draft picks reoccurring, that none of them even is on the team at this point. Is that correct?
Yeah, 2012 was the draft from hell for Dallas, because the entire philosophy was based around like basically filling out like special teams and all that, just trying to fill out guys that you never really thought were going to be starters. I think, how many picks did they have in that draft? Was it like 12?
Yeah, I think it was 12 picks. I think it was that year. They had a lot of picks that year.
Right.
And I think the closest thing to a hit they had was a kicker they kept for 2.5, 3 seasons.
David Brewer, I think, something like
Bueller.
Yeah.
Bueller.
But he could hit, man. He could have been a safety, man. I was looking at his tape, man. I said, man,
he was a big boy. He was big, cocky, strong.
Yeah. But they didn't will and deal that 2012 picks. They had all those picks, and I remembered. I think they did pretty decent the year before. I think 2011 they went to the playoff.
Yep, went to the playoffs and won a playoff game. I think that was the
Vikings year, right? When we lost to the Vikings.
Yeah, beat the Eagles in the wild card, and then got murdered by Brett Favre's Vikings.
Murdered us. Freaking Doug Free was playing left tackle, and they switched him to right tackle the next year and drafted Tyron Smith after freaking Jared Allen murdered him.
And the big thing with the Vikings that year, guess what? They made moves as far as free agency. I remember they got the guy from Seattle, whatever. But neither here nor there.
If we got Brett Favre.
It went got Brett Favre, yeah.
They went got Brett Favre.
Yeah, for the Jets.
You probably talk him out of retirement
exactly.
if you really tried.
They knew, because you know what they said? They said, man, we got a team right now that can win a Super Bowl. We need just maybe that one piece that can get us over the hump. And what happened? Well, Brett Favre did the dumb decision through a impulse interception, because like he always does, because he's the career leader in the NFL history for doing that goofy stuff. But you saw what they were saying. They said, look, we have a team that can make the Super Bowl. We need that one piece where we don't matter who it is, what it takes, we're going to go get that piece. And I think that's our problem now, is that I hope, just like I agree with you 100%, Law, that we don't coddle these picks and we don't sit there and say, oh, we got 10 picks, so let's just build through the draft again. The draft ain't you don't know what player you're getting. You understand? Like, we can all say, we know this player. No, you don't. You don't really know the damn player. You're taking a really good, educated guess, and you're hoping and praying that you made the right freaking call. That's what it is. It's a crapshoot. You took them dice and you rolled them, and you hope that he was. Because no matter how good that player is mentally or whatever, that player is a human being, and he can slip up like anybody else. So that draft is a crapshoot. But when you're playing in NFL and you see a Earl Thomas who's did it for 5, 6, 7 years and is a known product and is an elite player, then you say that's a known commodity. Maybe let's trade a couple picks that are unknown commodities and get a known commodity, buddy. And then maybe we can win a Super Bowl.
There you go. Make the move, Jerry. Make the move, Stephen Jones. There's a known commodity in Earl Thomas. I say Eric Berry. Earl Thomas. You go out You got all these compensatory picks. You package it up nice. Even if you had to say, okay, next year's fourth or next year's third, believe it or not.
Okay, we'll be all right. We're not going to fall off because you gave a next year freaking pick. Okay? Stop being scary. I get it. You want to keep us in good cap. I get it. Then don't freaking restructure 5-7 contracts every other daggone year if you're talking about that, and make it happen now. Stop restructuring and make it happen. Okay? I'm gonna be quiet because I'm gonna start getting all upset because I'm tired of us. I'm tired of us just being there, Law and Darreck. I'm tired of us just being there. We're better than this. We don't have to sit there every freaking year and go through this dumb stuff every year. We don't need to. We have the team that can win this. Let's stop playing the games. If we're trying to get to the Super Bowl, make the moves to get to the damn Super Bowl. You know what to do. Do it.
Just do it, baby. Just do it. Hey, break this down right now because I know we're getting close to the end marker. James.
Yes, sir.
What do we need outside of Earl Thomas? What else do we need on the team? Talking about non-commodity. I ain't talking about the draft. What do we need out there?
I think we need a strong defensive tackle. I think we need a known defensive tackle. I know Muhammad Wilkerson, he's out there, but I think we need one strong defensive tackle, a nasty. We need a nasty. We don't have a nasty man in the middle. We don't have nobody nasty in the middle. Tell me what nasty guy we have in the middle. We don't have that. Somebody comes in, and when he gets on that line, he commands. David Irvin, great player. Good player. I ain't going to say great because good player. But he ain't nasty. I need nasty. I need a nasty D tackle that will say, hey, like, Mike Daniels that plays for Green Bay? He's not like all world, but he's nasty. And that team feeds off him because his attitude. We need to have that. I like Malik Collins, but he's not nasty. You need a nasty man in that middle.
So Cowboys Nation, y'all listen. You need to tell Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, get Earl Thomas. Find us that nasty
man in the middle.
Sloppy nasty they can
put right in the middle. You remember Fridays when he said it's Mr. Nasty time.
Right, yeah.
I need Mr. Nasty time.
Nasty
in that
time.
middle.
And that elk. Hey, all right, so Darreck, what do we need?
Yes, sir.
What do we need?
Man, I want to see us go out and actually get a safety, like an actual free safety that can cover. Man, the last two safeties we took, J.J. Wilcox, he could lay the wood, but man, he was not a cover safety at all.
He was a running back.
Yeah. And then you guys remember this pop quiz? You guys remember the safety prior to that we took?
Was it Matt Johnson?
It was Matt Johnson
from Eastern Washington.
That dude never saw the field for us, man. He could not stay healthy. Couldn't stay healthy. Never stretched out those hamstrings apparently. And it's just I want to see us get a real safety. I want a guy, whether it's trading for like Earl Thomas or whether it's drafting an actual legitimate safety that can cover and that can spread the field sideline to sideline. That's what I want, because to me, you've got your war daddy up front now with DeMarcus Lawrence. You've got, his health permitting, obviously. You've got Sean Lee, who's basically a quarterback of the defense and just complete, like lunch pail kind of guy, just blue collar, get in there and take care of business. Not super flashy, but is just so smart. Great leader for that defense. The one thing I think we're missing is basically a impact player and a leader of the secondary. So if you fill that role, whether by Earl Thomas or by drafting a legitimate free safety, whether a Derwin James or something like that, I am all 100% on that. I think that's my biggest want, even with all the other problems that we have. I want this defense to be elite. A dog. Yes, I want this defense to be elite. I'm tired of us celebrating when we have a slightly above average defense, which has been the case the last, I don't know how many years.
See, Darreck wants dogs too. I hear it in his voice.
He need it. We need to get these dogs out here, man. It's going.
We need these dogs, man. We need dogs. I mean, I hear it in Darren's voice. I hear it in your voice, Law. Honestly, I hear it in Cowboys Nation voice. Man, whether we say it or not, we want dogs, man. We need dogs. When we had them 90s teams, them teams was dogs. That's what we made us stick our chest out when we went to work or when we walked around people. We knew, shut up, them Cowboys, we smacking you. Oh, what? You playing us next week? Oh, we beating you by 30. You feel me? We had that mentality. We knew we were going to beat you and beat you bad. Now we're praying that we can beat you because we know that's going to be a nail biter. I'm biting all my nails off because it's going to go all the way down to the fourth quarter. Something's going to happen, and I have to pray that we're going to win the game. That's what I feel like every Cowboys game. I'm sorry.
Yes, indeed, man. It will happen. So with that being said, guys, that's been our time. But I just want to give a shout out to those that's in the chat box. Normally we'll have like a little picture icon with everybody in the chat box. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let me see if I can pull that up so that you guys can have recognitions out there.
We got Cowboys Nation 777, Daniel Meza.
Daniel Meza, what's up, big dog? Danielle
in the house. Meza.
My dog.
We got El Chapo Paco.
Oh, I like that name, El Chapo Paco. I ain't messing with him.
The Zeke Pre-Elliott Experience.
All right, I like that too. They got some good names in there.
Prescott and Elliott, yeah. Jay Deuce.
Jay Deuce, man, that's my brother right there from another mother, man. What's up, Jay? Who else we got out there?
Tay Sports Talk. Dim Boys 27.
Uh-oh, I ain't messing with him. 187. I ain't say no bad comments when he around.
Right. James, man, where do you find you at, man?
Hey, check me out on Silver and Blue Nation. You can check us out. You can go to the Silver and Blue Nation page on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Also, we're on iTunes. We're on iCloud, Google Play. You can type in Silver and Blue Nation. You can check out all our podcasts on there. Also, you can check out the Big Game James page. I ain't on all them podcasts. I mean, like Google Play and all that. I just got the page from me. I'm just a regular dude. But if you want to check me out, I'm all Cowboys all day. And guess what? I'm going to tell the real. So if you don't like hearing it, you might not want to come to that page.
Yes, indeed. So if they cut you, man, what would happen, man? What would happen? What would come out?
Oh, blow, and that silver is just going to bleed all out my body, and I'm just going to... And guess what? When I be at work, hey, I rep it hard. I feel good because every time we lost, they was like, hey, you wore something else today? You wore regular gear? You didn't wear Cowboys gear today? I like hearing that because it's Cowboys all day, baby.
Yes, indeed. I love to hear that, man. I love that, man. All right, so Darreck, talk to us about this channel. Where can they get information for us?
The DallasProspect.com. We might be the new kids on the block, but just watch. We're going to be the best independent sports entertainment network in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You want Cowboys coverage and analysis? We got it. You want Dallas Mavericks and Stars? We got it. Texas Rangers and Big 12? We got you, fam. And if you're not a sports fan, no sweat. We have news and reviews for film and gaming, lists, rankums, breakdowns, comics, music, and more. You want it, we got it. The Dallas Prospect is a collection of writers, broadcasters, and video producers coming together because we see what the mainstream networks can't. People are waiting for something new, something simple, honest, true. Not bombastic, insincere words from network talking heads and blowhards. You want the raw and the real? You want to become a prospect. DallasProspect.com.
It got me, made me want to run through the building.
And speaking of that, I always like to give out recognition. I always like to give out awards and people who go out there and make things happen. There's three types of people out there. A person to go out there and watch things happen, a person to go out there and make things happen, and a person to just say, hey man, what just happened? We had somebody to go out there and make something happen. Talk to me about this Patel guy.
Yes.
Darreck.
Yeah, so we recently added on a new member to the team, Harsh Patel. He was actually just one of the guys active in our chat box and everything last week. I know he's been active on your videos for a little while now, Law. Just a guy who's a knowledgeable Cowboy fan, even follows some NBA, some Thunder and all of that. And just a guy looking to kind of join in on the network. I looked over some of his pieces. He submitted a video breakdown he did and a written piece. We liked it. We brought him on. His work's on the website now on Dallas Prospect. I think he's got 2 articles up now. Second one's
hard in the paint.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man. Within like an hour of we were gonna welcome him on, he immediately submitted an article to me. I was like, oh, all right, this guy's serious here. That's what I like to see.
Yes, indeed. So that's what I'm talking about, guys. There's nothing but space and opportunity. We got the fingertips at our hands right here at the Dallas Prospect. All you have to do is reach out to Darreck, reach out to me, or even reach out to Big Game James, and we can get you into the fold, and we can talk about sports. Anything that you have on your mind, you can put it out there to the universe. Remember, I always say this: everybody have reasonings, right? But results is what matter, and you can get out there and make things happen.
The Dallas Prospect is doing happy hour. Join us Thursday, March 22nd at Mexico Restaurant and Club in Plano, Texas, as we host happy hour and do a live remote and meet and greet. Tell them you're there for the Dallas Prospect and you'll receive exclusive food and drink specials with happy hour pricing for the whole night and entrees as low as $5. In attendance will be Law Nation, Big Game James, Darreck Kirby, and our special guest, Computer from 3-6 Mafia. Shirts and other merch will be available for purchase, so come out, have a drink with your favorite Dallas Prospect hosts, and don't wait. RSVP today. Let's make it happen.